Da 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 ba da 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 da. Dan 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 ba da 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 da. Da 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 da. So, what? The controller doesn't work. Damn it! I already went and fucked it up. Son of a bitch. Hang on. Let me just ruin the immersion, because my controller stopped working. Yeah, that's not what we want. Damn it. Just give me one moment, please. I'll be right with you. Here we go. We're going. For real this time, I promise. It's the real deal. It's not the real deal. What? Oh, there it goes. We're good. I saved it. It's a save. Save. Like a save game. Funny, I know. We're playing Spyro. For obvious reasons. In case you live under a rock, this game's and the other two are getting remastered.
Okay, rolling.
Oh, it's been peaceful here in the 5 worlds, or is it 6? For a dragon's age. We now have 12,000 treasure, or is it 14,000?
What about this Ganasty Gnorc character? Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Nasty Gnorc is a simple creature. Simple? He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom. No threat? Besides, he is ugly. That does it.
Looks like I've got some things to do.
Looks like I've got some things to do. Voice acting for Spyro. Not the voice acting, but just the voice and the character and his personality in this game. Not very likable, in my personal opinion, as well as many others.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10 dragons in the artisan world. Then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
The balloonist.
I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
Alright. Spyro 1. It's a thing. It's a good game. It's good. Compared to the other two games, it's not as good, right? In certain aspects. Level design is amazing. Music is amazing. The graphics could be better, and they did really improve upon that in the second two games. And the controls... Look, They were working with a very small development team here for Spyro 1. The controls are pretty good for what they are. And they really do fix them up in Spyro 2 and then 3. 3 is pretty much the same. They don't really change much in Spyro 3.
Where's Nasty Nork? I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro! You have much to learn first. Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing? His name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
It's funny that he mentions, you know, Sparks, right? Because when he looks back and goes, he's not actually there. Like, for whatever reason, whenever you free a dragon, Sparks' model disappears. Probably some weird cutscene thing that they couldn't have enough power or whatever to get it to work, or maybe they were just lazy, which I doubt. It's probably just probably too much work or too much whatever to do whatever. I'll let it slide this time, Insomniac. You get a pass. Get a pass on that one. You're off the hook. Alright, did I get all the gems in here? They can go down this way. There's the balloonist, right? I need to free a bajillion dragons before he'll let me. Marco sent you here. You may use blue. Wait, did it say how many? I didn't read it. Oh, I gotta walk away and then walk back. Oh, come back to see me when you've rescued 10 dragons. That's nothing. That's barely anything. We're gonna 100% this shiznit. Alright, because that's the only way to play Spyro, is if you're going to 100% it. Alright? None of this half-assed, leaving gems behind. All eggs will be found, even though they don't really do anything in the game, I don't think.
Oh, Flash, do that again.
The artisan's boss is through a portal in the Dragon Mouth, but you are not yet ready, Spyro. First, you must complete one of the other artisan lands.
Toasty. The enemies in that world they're always hard. Like, I'll play this game a million times.
Hey, Spyro, press the jump button twice to glide, and don't be afraid.
Afraid? Of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks, plummeting into prehistoric glaciers.
Oh, that.
I could play this game a million times, and the enemies in Toasty will always kill me. In some way. Whether it's me trying to avoid them and then falling off the edge, or just getting hit by the old men with canes a million times, and then me attacking one enemy, and then the other enemy getting me anyway, and it can sometimes be a not fun time. So that's all that I'll say about that. Oh, nothing over there. Makes you think there'd be something over there, because there's an over there to be had. What sucks about this is that when you go down here, you can't go back up and then around to the other side. You have to go down and then back up the sparkly dews and then go this way. It's the only way to do it, unfortunately. Would have been nice to be able to go back the other way rather than go down and then back up, you know. It's a lot to do, you know. Just not having it. So what am I missing here? 4 gems. And that's it, 4 gems. Where are we missing 4 gems? Ah, right, in here. I did come in here, I just didn't get these gems for whatever reason. That's it, we're done. Piece of cake. Moving on to the next thing to be done. Stone Hill. It's always a good first level. You know, you could do Town Square, or Sleepy Hollow, or... Is that really it? Are those really the only 3 levels? Aside from the other one, Toasty. Oh, jeez, Louise, bro. Already taking damage from like the first enemy that can actually deal damage. I feel like a noob. Sparks is blue, and I'm sad. So the main reason I wanted to play Spyro 1, right, was because I haven't played it in a while. I'm gonna be honest. It's been a while since Spyro 1.
When you free a dragon or step on one of their platforms, you're saving your progress. That could be useful if you run into trouble. Not that you ever run into trouble, Spyro.
I played Spyro 3 and Spyro 2 a lot, like a lot, and I've completed them a lot. But Spyro 1, not quite as much. And with the recent release of the remastered trailer, I found myself not really being able to tell...
Watch the dragonfly, Spyro. His color indicates his power. When he eats butterflies, he stays strong. Like me.
Sure.
I wasn't quite able to recognize the levels that were shown off in the trailer. So this is me kind of going back through the first game so that when I play the remaster, I'll kind of go, oh yeah, this looks a lot better now, you know? Like, I can generalize the game and go, oh yeah, obviously that looks better, but like I can go, oh yeah, that's where this thing was, and oh yeah, oh yeah, I remember that, and oh, that part was really hard, and it's probably still gonna be hard in the remaster, but I feel like a good refresher of the original game is necessary here.
After you freed all the dragons, pass through this fancy vortex thingamajigger. It'll take you back to the artisan home. But first, let me tell you a story.
No thanks. See ya.
I'm not trying to shit on the original voice actor, but I always forget his name, but he's the guy who does the voice of Rocco in Rocco's Modern Life. And he's a fine voice actor, but Tom Kenny just does such a better job of Spyro, at least in these 3 games. Because, like, I also really like Elijah Wood as Spyro in The Legend of Spyro. It's a great voice. For that character of Spyro, that personality works really well with the story in that game. But with these 3 original games, I think Tom Kenny really does a good job. Way better than whoever this guy is. In my personal opinion. You might disagree with me, but I think most people agree that like the voice for Spyro in Spyro 1 is just a little off-putting. A little bit cringy, to say the least. Oh, I can hear the egg thief, the classic snickering laugh of an egg thief. One of the bigger downsides to this game is that you can't move the camera with the analog stick.
Friend, how about a hint on gliding?
You bet.
For the longest glide, press the X button at the top of a jump, and try pressing the triangle button to drop down in mid-flight.
So one thing I really wanted to talk about, right, is in Spyro 2 and Spyro 3, at the end of a glide, you can press triangle to do a quick hover and then get a little bit of extra height at the end of a jump, right? Now, you can't do this in Spyro 1. Instead, pressing triangle will just drop you to the ground, right? And it makes some of the glides really hard to do. But every glide in this game is possible, and I like that. I like that it's hard. And I think... Now, this is what some people have been suggesting, is that they should add the hover to Spyro 1. But in this case, I think they should keep true to the original and not have it added in. They might not. I'm not sure really which way they would go on that. They might try to, like, keep all the games uniform with the same controls, but who knows? Personally, I would say don't add the hover in to Spyro 1. I don't think it's necessary. It would make the game easier, but I kind of like that Spyro 1 is harder. I would say it's the hardest game in the series. Easily. Why does it always come down to 4 gems? Oh, I'll find them. They're around here somewhere. It's just 4 little gems, that's all I'm asking for. I gotta say, I was slightly underwhelmed by the announcement trailer, and I don't know if it was just because I'm kind of holding my breath, because we haven't really seen that much yet. The style, I don't hate it. It's great, it looks amazing, but it's a little bit too cartoony for my taste. Just some of the character models, really. It's not a huge complaint. I'm not saying it ruins it at all, but it's not the way I would go with it. But it's fine. Oh, look, there we go. Okay. Down to 2 gems left. It's always slightly frustrating when you have to spend more than a couple minutes searching for the last gems in a level. And I already said we're 100% in this shiznit, so buckle in. Hang on, let's go back to the other one. Let's go in here. I don't think I missed anything in here, but you never know. But now we do. Now we know that I didn't miss anything in there. And where the fuck is the gem at? Hey look, 2 viewers. That means somebody's watching, right? Don't be shy now. Is that it? Is that actually the thing that I'm missing up there? How did I miss that? Is that a chest? Yeah, how in the hell did I actually miss this? Jeebus, criminy, jib jabbity flib flabs. I could just exit the level, but it's not as cool as like going to the whirly-do and doing that. It's not as cool. It's not as hip. See, some of the control things in Spyro 1 are they're just not quite as smooth as they are in the later games, like going from a charge to a jump. Like you don't get nearly as much height, and like if you're trying to jump off of a platform while charging, it's not quite as smooth. You're more likely to screw up the jump rather than make it farther. Dark Hollow is always a great level to play. It's really small, it's short, but it feels, just the atmosphere is really nice. There's something relaxing about this level, and I've always liked that. Alright. Of course I don't have the key yet. I just started the level. Durr. Rescued Alban.
Oh, it's you. I wasn't sure if you'd escape those annoying little creatures. Of course, they wouldn't bother me, but here's a hint. Metal armor is fireproof, but a charge attack will take care of them.
Something I hope that they'll do a good job with in the remake is, hopefully, they will do a good job of making a variety of dragons. Now, they don't have to be like completely different, because I realize that it takes a while to create the models for the dragons, especially now making them in the resolution that it's gonna be in the Unreal Engine and all that other fun, interesting, nerdy stuff that I could say. But like, they could take like similar models and just tweak certain things, maybe even give like different accessories to certain dragons, have them say more. Like, these first like few dragons in the Artisan homeworld tend to say tutorial type stuff, and they have actual interesting things to say, but everything after Artisans tends to just say, "Thank you for releasing me," and it gets old really quick. So what I'm asking for here is just add some jokes in, you know, just say something about the level that's more interesting than "Thank you for releasing me," you know? That's all I want. Just a little bit of variety here and there to keep things fresh and not, you know, annoying and repetitive.
Big enemies like this Gnorc with the club cannot be charged, but a quick flame, that should defeat them.
They do like a decent job of making the dragons look somewhat different in the original, so I can't imagine it'll be that difficult to do in the remaster in a much bigger and better way. Shoot. There we go. It took me a really long time as a kid to figure out that you had to wait for those guys to turn around before you could attack them. I wasn't a very smart kid, but I managed to beat all the Spyro games. It just took me a really long time. Like, I think I first got Spyro 3 when I was 4. I don't think I fully beat it like 117% until I was 12 Or 13 even? 12 or 13?
Spyro, want to know a secret? Use the triangle button when you want to zoom in and look around. Oh, your secret's safe with me.
Right, that's always useful. Although, I'm not sure why they're telling me now. Because, like, that'd be useful, like, as a hint in a level where, like, I gotta look around at something that, like, oh, there's a platform up there that I couldn't see unless I did that. Like, that's something that, like, a dragon could tell you in, like, a later level. That would be cool. One thing I always liked about Spyro 1 that you have to do in Spyro 2 and 3 is there's no backtracking in Spyro 1, which I kind of like in a game because backtracking isn't something I really like to do. I like to go into a level and get all the stuff that I possibly can and not really have to come back to it. I mean, I get that, like, coming back to certain levels can feel good because it's like, ah, yes, I finally got that thing that I need to go back and do this. But I don't know, I really like the idea of just completing one level and then moving on to the next and not having to go back. I'm not saying that backtracking is awful and it should never be done in a game, just that I kind of like that about Spyro 1. I'm not saying I dislike it in the other two games, just that I kind of like that it's very straightforward in that sense. I think Town Square is easily my favorite world in the Artisan's homeland. It feels very different from the other levels. Like Stone Hill, I believe, is what it's called. I did just play it. Stone Hill, pretty sure.
Welcome to Town Square, Spyro. Begin exploring by gliding to that area with the bulls. Use the L2 and R2 buttons to get a good look.
Stonehill just isn't quite, I don't know. It doesn't feel different enough from the homeworld to, like, to be memorable. It's always been kind of boring to me, that's all. You know, I always kind of liked these little things in Spyro 1 that they didn't continue into Spyro 2 or 3. I don't know why I like them. Like, it's just a little bit of a trickier thing that you gotta do to get the gem out of the box. Like, you gotta flame it and then jump and grab it while it's in the air.
Thanks, Spyro. I had the worst itch on the tip of my wing. Oh, did you know that you get your longest glides by pressing X at the very top of your jump?
Like, I'm not sure what I was about to say, but I started saying it anyway. I think the thing I like most about this world is that it's very stylized.
Spyro, did you see a man dressed in blue running around here? He's a thief, and he's stolen a dragon egg. You've got to track him down and get that egg. Run! Run! I'm getting a little winded.
I think that's one of my favorite dragon interactions right there. Like, he kind of introduces the whole egg thief idea. and it's funny enough to maybe give you a chuckle when you first hear it. Really well voice acted, I think, that dragon. Did he go down? Okay, I'll chase after him after I get these gems and the dragon that's over here. I remember when I first played Spyro, it took me like a long time to figure out that you could glide like around the side of that thing and then get up here.
Thank you for releasing me.
See, that's clearly, that model's been used. I think that's the third dragon we've seen that looked like that, and now they've gotten down to the point of just having them say, "Thank you for releasing me." It's just, it's gonna get old really fast. Jeez. Forgot how fast they are. Especially in Spyro 1. I think the egg thieves in, I don't know if there are egg thieves in Spyro 2. There might be egg thieves in Spyro 2, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But in Spyro 3, they're a lot easier than they are in Spyro 1. They're not quite as fast. Like, there's even like the thieves you gotta fight on like the charge pads, and like they get supersonic speed and you get supersonic speed, so like you're running pretty much as fast or a little bit faster than they are, but you know, you gotta control Spyro. You might actually be running, I think, equally as fast. You just gotta figure out how to cut corners enough on the tracks to catch up to them. Alright, we got one level left. Well, technically we have a level and a speedway to do still. Not a huge fan of the speedways in Spyro 1. Let's see if, I'm pretty sure this guy says something different if I replay him.
Cool flash.
Do that again!
The artisan's boss is through a portal behind me. You can challenge him now, if you feel you are ready.
See, he does say something different once you finish one of the other worlds. So this was one of the worlds that they showed off in the actual trailer for the Spyro remaster. And I gotta say, it looked really good. Like, again, with the character models, they're a bit stylized and cartoony, but, you know, I'm not... Just because that's not my preference, I still think it looks really good, and you know, that's the way they're taking it, but that's fine. I'm not really criticizing it. I'm just saying that it's not really my personal taste, but I think once I see stuff from Spyro 2 and really Spyro 3, like once we get to see Sheila and Sergeant Bird and Bentley and Agent 9, like that's really gonna hype me up. Even just seeing Hunter, the Professor, and Alora, like that's gonna be really awesome. And like seeing like I'm sure, you know, once they show Spyro 2, the first thing you're gonna see is Glimmer, because that world is so iconic in Spyro 2. And Ripto as well. Going back, I mentioned the voice actors earlier, Tom Kenny and mainly. I'm really excited. Like, I'm so happy that they got Tom Kenny back to do the voice of Spyro. That I was actually like really worried that they might not. And honestly, it would have been such a mistake not to. I would have been so upset if they hadn't. Like, I would have complained, because really, the people who are making the Spyro remake, right, is Toys for Bob, and they're the same people that made the majority of the Skylanders games. And I'll continue as soon as this guy is done telling me about Toasty.
Nasty Nork has put one of his most devious henchmen in charge of the artisan world.
Bring him on. I think I smell a barbecue.
Be careful, Spyro. This boss has many tricks up his sleeve.
So, what was I saying? Tom Kenny, they got him back. Yeah, he actually did a voice for one of the characters in Skylanders. So like, it's not like they haven't gotten him before. So if they didn't get him back, I would have been pretty upset. Oh shoot. So now that like I'm getting a chance to really look at Toasty the evil sheep, I never noticed how like he kind of has angry eyes. Like if you look at him in the trailer, they've really exaggerated a lot of his features, and I think now that I'm looking at the original shit. Well, that's a death. Now that I'm looking at the original model, I can see it makes a lot more sense. How exaggerated they have him in the remaster. I guess I've never really looked that closely at the model. It's kind of insulting, in a way, that I was killed by a sheep in Spyro. I really like that about this first boss. It's not too hard. Like, I would say the majority of people who play through Spyro 1 will die at least once on Toasty. Not just the level, but fighting the boss right there at the end. So that's all the main worlds in Artisan's Lands, except we still have to do the you know, this thing. The Speedway. That's what it's called. I remembered what the name was. Right. Okay. You always gotta remember what the best route to take is. Right? So this might take me a couple tries, but I'm hoping I should be able to get it done in one go. Right, so now I'm gonna go in here and get these chests. I think the speedways in Spyro 1 are a lot harder than they are in the sequels. In the sequels, the speedways are a lot more... They're organized in a way that it's obvious what order you should do them in. There's probably like other ways you could do it in those games that might be a little bit faster, but like it's presented in a way to say like, hey, if you do this in this order, you're definitely gonna pass the level easily. I think my favorite speedway in Spyro 3, or probably in all the Spyro games, it's the speedway that's in Midday Gardens. It's actually, I'm not sure which, I don't know what it's called, but it's like got a little bit of like an evening sort of mood to it, and there's pigs on tractors, and then there's like a thing you do with Hunter where you shoot down like aliens that are abducting people. But it's probably the best speedway that I think in all three Spyro games. There's probably another one that I'm forgetting that's maybe better, but that one sticks out to me. I might play back through the 3 games and go, oh, you know what, actually this speedway's better, but that's the one that I remember a lot, is that particular one. Alright, that's all the Artisan's World, so now we're gonna go see the balloonist and go off to Shoot, what's it called? Can't think of it. Can't think of the name. Go to Peacekeepers. That's it. I never really liked Peacekeepers or a lot of the worlds in Peacekeepers. They feel very samey. Although you could say that about a lot of the levels in Spyro 1, is that a lot of the worlds in the home worlds, they all kind of have the same general design.
Welcome to Peacekeepers, Spyro. Look how our treasure has been turned against us and stolen. Recover our treasure, Spyro.
Collect treasure. Got it.
They really try to steer away from that in the next two Spyro games, because I think it's a lot more effective to have a lot of levels that feel consistently different rather than having a lot of levels that kind of fit into the same category. And like, because as you play through a lot of these levels, they all kind of blend together until you're kind of like, ah, okay, this feels like I've played through this level for the 5th time now. Oops. Keep dropping frames every now and then. I don't know why that is. So they did show, I think in screenshots, a few of the enemies that are going to be in Spyro. And again, like, they just feel a little bit too cartoony. Like, obviously this is cartoony. I'm not trying to say that Spyro isn't cartoony or that it shouldn't be. It just feels a little bit too on the cartoony side. Like, it's really reminiscent of Skylanders. And obviously, since the game's being made by Toys for Bob, there's gonna be some influence there, and that's probably why it's that way, because that's just how they've made Spyro for like the last, what, 8 years? I don't know when Skylanders started. I think it was in 2012. So that would have been 6 years. But even then, I don't think they've made a Skylanders game in the last 2 years. So there's that.
Hi, Spyro. Sparks the Dragonfly has been doing a good job protecting you. Make sure to keep him strong by feeding him lots of butterflies.
It's interesting that, like, they give you these tutorial type hints throughout the game, but even then, you really don't need it. Like as you play through it, you kind of learn very quickly how everything works. Like, you might not catch on immediately that Sparks is like the health meter, and that you have 4 hits, right? 4 hits until you die, which is interesting that you get 4 hits. Because, like, I think most games usually do 3. Like, Mario is 3 hits. Although, you start out with being on 1 hit, and only once you get a power-up do you go down to 3. Or once you get a power-up, you go up to 3. And even then, it's incremental. Oh, I need to aim at that one, too. Really, I think my favorite, I have 2 favorite homeworlds in this game, and that is the next one, which is like all magical, wizardy stuff, a lot of wizard themed levels, and then I think the 5th homeworld, which is a little bit more fantasy. I think there's levels where, like, you actually fight like knights with like full sets of armor. Those are really cool, and they're like enchanted. And I think you have to have like a special flame power to destroy them. It's actually really cool. I really like those levels. Because there's a lot, I think there's a lot more puzzly aspects to them.
Well done, Spyro! Keep up the good work, and I know you'll fulfill your destiny.
Destiny? I just want to kick some...
Just toast those enemies and collect the treasure!
Ah, it's funny because he was gonna say, probably not ass, but butt. I just want to kick some Nork butt! That's what he would have said. Oh shit. I fucked up. I fucked up. I fucked up. No, I'm dead again. Da 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 ba 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 da ba da da da. See, if the controls were a little bit smoother, I don't think, like, if they were like they were in Spyro 2 and 3, I definitely wouldn't have died there. Like, I can definitely blame that death on poor control mechanics. Alright, Dry Canyon. I believe this is the level where you glide like all the way across the map. No, it's not. I'm thinking of a different level. But this is where the levels start to get big. I like how they have like these huge musket type guns. Like all the enemies so far look very similar, but just with different like outfits and color schemes, and it doesn't really come off as lazy. I think it's like really cool that they
Thank you for releasing me.
you have a very specific enemy that you're fighting. You're fighting Norks, you know? Just like in the third game, you're fighting Rhinox. In the second game, I think the enemies are technically called Riptox, but they aren't. I forgot that these did that. They aren't titled Riptox until I think one of the Game Boy Advanced games, or possibly even Spyro 4 Enter the Dragonfly. I don't think the name Riptox is actually mentioned in Spyro 2. And I always felt like that was a weak point in Spyro 2, is that there's no official name in that game for all the enemies. Like in Spyro 1, you're fighting Norks. There are other enemies in the game, like the Egg Thieves, I don't believe are Norks. And didn't I just get shot and take damage? But Sparks stayed gold? Did I like read that wrong, or maybe I'm just confused? Pretty sure I got shot there and I didn't take damage. There, I took damage. That definitely happened. Okay. I don't think I've missed anything quite yet. Ah, shoot. Okay, I didn't miss anything up here. I always like to backtrack and just kind of do like a 360 in a lot of areas in Spyro. Like, because you can too easily, like, go through a door and, like, they'll put a gem in the corner of the room that you can't see unless you turn around first. Spyro 1 is really good at grouping enemies together in a way that makes it hard for you to not get hit by at least one of them. And there's one level especially where that's like, it's impossible not to take a hit in certain areas. Which I don't know if I could say that's poor level design necessarily, but it is a little bit bullshit.
Is that you, Spyro? Are you the young dragon I've been hearing so much about? Ever since you're a wee puff of smoke, we've known,
You've known?
I forget.
You've known that he's a special, awesome dragon that's gonna save your asses a billion times over. Actually, it doesn't save the dragons in Spyro 2. He only saves Avalar. In Spyro 1, he saves the dragons, and in Spyro 2, he saves, well, the baby dragons. Do I need to go back up? I did go up there just now, didn't I? Yeah. I need to go up here and then glide across to the other side. Like this. Be careful you don't stand next to that, because that will damage you if you're not careful. I think one of the coolest things about Spyro 1 is that there's certain jumps like this one that seem impossible, and you don't really... Oh, shit. And you don't really know that they're possible until you actually try to make them, and then you just barely make them, which is why, going back to the point I was making earlier, I don't think it's necessary to have the hover ability in Spyro 1. Because these levels weren't made with that ability in mind. It wouldn't ruin it necessarily, but for me personally, I think it wouldn't add anything to the game, and instead would do more to take away from the experience. I think it would definitely benefit a lot of casual players, but I think people who played the originals and really loved them, like a lot of people do, I think they would be happy to know that they kept it the same as the original. They were true to the original.
Dry Canyon rewards good gliders. You are a good glider, eh, Spyro?
I was born to glide.
I was born to glide. You guys were sleeping on the job. Not that it matters. You might as well be asleep anyway, because you're not doing any damage to me. To be fair, the controls for Spyro do feel really good in Spyro 1. It's just not quite as good as they do in Spyro 2 and 3. Like, I feel like I was really shitting on the controls earlier, but to be fair, like, they still feel really good. Shit. See right there, like, that jump would be possible if I had the hover. So they have to redesign this part of the level, move something up, because I don't believe you're meant to be able to make that jump. I could keep trying a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it's impossible. Or at least it's meant to be impossible. Ooh, it's not. It's totally possible. It's a little bit difficult, and it would be a lot easier with the hover ability. Oh no, I think I know what I'm supposed to do here. That's it. Headphones falling out. Maximus. Maximus?
Incredible glide, Spyro. I thought I'd be stuck here forever with those ugly vultures standing on my head. Those birds might look tough, but they're pretty tasty. Flame broiled, with a pinch of salt.
Interestingly enough, the voice actor, I believe, for that dragon and a lot of the other dragons is the voice actor for Mr. Krabs in SpongeBob, actually. I don't know if it's that dragon exactly. He did sound like Mr. Krabs' voice actor, so I'm pretty sure that's him. But he does a lot of the other dragons too. I don't think he's been confirmed necessarily for the remake, but a lot of the other original voice actors have returned along with Tom Kenny. I did read about that, so that's for sure happening. I think I just need to go get the locked chest, and that's all the gems in the level, if I remember which way to go. For the most part, between Spyro 1 and 3, they kept the model for Spyro pretty much the same. They did, I'm pretty sure it's very noticeable that the model for Sparks is a lot different between Spyro 1 and the other two games. I don't think his eyes are as big in the sequels. In the remake, Sparks looks really derpy, and I don't necessarily dislike that. I think I just need to get used to it. I'm just not used to it, so it's hard to judge something that I'm not quite used to. I think once I play the remake and I see Sparks for a while, I'll probably come to like it. Crack my back. Boo doo 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 shoo booby doo scoobity doo doo doos. Cliff Town. This is the one that's like a big open area and you fly like all the way across the map. Like, and that's a really cool thing for this game, especially considering how old this game is. Oh, and another thing about this game that really frustrated players is that there's gems located on the other side of this building, and you would never think to look back there. I just died, which kind of sucked. Like, you would never think to look back there. Like, it feels like a place that you're not supposed to go, and I think that's it's almost cool in a way. Like, you almost want to say, like, the game is bad for doing that because it doesn't feel right, but I kind of like it because it really pushes you to like think outside the box, you know? I like that about Spyro 1. And like even like how I was flaming these cooking pots and then a gem comes out. Like just little stuff like that to like add like little different things in levels that kind of just have little tiny mechanics in each level that are different from other levels. It's really cool that like it just something that sets apart different levels that you wouldn't find in another level. Like somebody coded that in just for this one level, and I appreciate that. It's these little interesting things that you go, oh, someone, that's really cool. Like it brings a certain freshness to each level. Well, they don't have stuff like that in every single level, but it's cool. Like even the thing with the cactuses or the cacti, the fact that like you flame them, they become charred, and then they shake off the. I don't think that jump is supposed to be made. I think I'm supposed to do it like that. That makes a lot more sense. But the whole thing with the cacti, like, there's no necessity to that, but it's specific to the levels.
How's a dragon supposed to flame metal armor anyway?
Remember, Spyro, flame won't harm metal, but charging with your horns, that should do the trick.
But it's that the whole cacti thing is specific to the Peacekeepers worlds. It's just the little interesting things that like bring the world to life. You know, it's cool, and it's nice to know that like even though this game had a very small development team, they took that extra time to add in those little details that just make the world that much cooler. I really like how they have some of these characters, like the way they interact with each other. And like how in the last level there were the two Norks that were sleeping right at the end. Like that's another little thing that they didn't have to add, but they did. And you probably wouldn't even notice it the first time you play the game, unless you were really paying attention. But it's just those little things that like bring the character, that they make the characters feel realistic, and you really immerse yourself in the world.
What's on the other side of that river?
Why don't you glide there and find out?
It's pretty straightforward. Why don't you glide there and find out for yourself? Don't make me answer your questions. You need to do it yourself, 'cause I don't care to tell you. Sniff. Oops. Oopsie poopsie. Oopsie. These friggin' vultures can be a real pain in the ass sometimes. Oh, didn't realize you were following me there, buddy.
You've reached
Marco!
the highest point in Clifftown. You can get to almost anywhere from here. If I were you, I'd use that whirlwind there.
Oh, you could get to almost anywhere from here. If I was you, I'd use that whirlwind down there, if you know what I mean, eh? You know what I mean? You use that whirlwind down there, you know? It's a shortcut, eh? You know what I'm talking about? Ah, forget about it. I'm walking here. Marco. They already used that name. Actually, no, they didn't use that name. Not for a dragon, but the balloonist is named Marco. I remember that now. Marco! Marco sent you here. Alright, so over here is where the gems are hidden. $25 gems, too. And that one purple gem is 25. Like, you wouldn't even think that, like, oh yeah, behind that building maybe there's a couple gems, but certainly not 25 and more than that. I didn't phrase that right, but you know what I meant. You got my intention. You caught my drift. You're picking up what I'm putting out. Alright, I don't think I can be bothered to go up to the whirly-doo, so we're just doing this. Just gonna do this. Alright, what's the next world? I believe it's this one down here, right? Ba-ba-da-da-da-da. Ice Cavern. Ooh. That sounds cool. Ice Cavern. I think we need to go back and do Dr. Shemp after this. This is awesome because it's different from the other levels. I like this level. I like that it's set apart from the other worlds. I think that's why I like Town Square in Dark Hollow. Like, you get a lot of different variety of worlds in the Artisan Lands. That's why I don't necessarily like Stone Hill that much. This is definitely my favorite level from the Peacekeepers worlds.
A word of caution, little one. Wait until you grow big, like me, before charging those large enemies.
Before charging those large enemies. Can you kill the bats? Oh, you can. That's how you get your health back in this world. The design for this world is really good too. Like I didn't like how Cliff Town's just a bit too open, I think. Like this world has open aspects to it, but there's also the indoor parts, and that I really like that. There were a couple indoor parts to, what was it? Not Cliff Town, but the one before that I can't remember the name. There was no, there's not a dragon up there. It's a locked chest that I still need to get the key for. The key.
Psst. Spyro, some big Norks up ahead are wearing armor. And in the ice cave, armor can make their feet very slippery.
Ah, okay. So I believe they showed off this enemy in... the enemy that's in there, in the trailer. So it'll be interesting to see this and try to compare it to what the enemy looks like in, oops. In the remake. Okay, this guy's... oh, I can flame this guy. Where did that bat go? Oh, he's up there. Can I get him to fly down here? I got one. That's good enough. So wait, is it just the one guy? Okay, so maybe it's that... I don't know. One of those enemies is in the trailer. And then Spyro does like one of these side roll things. I always wondered why they got rid of that side roll move in the later games. You don't really, at least I never use it that much in Spyro 1. Maybe they just thought it was kind of obsolete, but it seems like they're keeping it in, which is cool.
Thank you for releasing me.
You're welcome. Okay, I got everything in there. That's fine. That's all right in my book. Oh, I wonder how you get up there. Oh, you probably have to glide down from there. Okay, so I'll have to go back. Oh, shh. Oh, shit. No, I fucked up. Alright, where did I spawn? Let me go back and I'll try to get that key. So now I gotta go back that same way again just to unlock that chest, which is kind of annoying. Alright, let's try to not fall off again here, because that would suck. Oh, I see what I gotta do here. I gotta hop on this and make my way around. And then, oh, it's like a little secret area. Or no, does that just lead back around to that door that I saw over there at the end of the level? Oh. They really didn't put a lot, or they didn't put as much effort into the models for the enemy characters as they did with Spyro and some of the dragons. And they really do a lot better job of that in the later games. Ragnar.
Done well, Spyro. Some dragons thought you weren't ready, but I knew they were wrong.
I'm ready, all right. Ready for what?
To kill! Actually, I do kill a lot of Norks in this game. Which is murder. Oops. Ooh, that was close. Almost got smushed. Oh, hey, look. Oh, so this is where the... of course.
Thank you for releasing me.
Ah. It's the old guy.
Thank you for releasing me. Much appreciated. Do come again, Spyro. I'll thank you more often.
Alright. Gotta figure out how I'm meant to get up there. I did just get 400 out of 400 gems, I believe. So, I have actually completed this level. But if I want to get those extra lives, I gotta figure out how to get around there. There's gotta be a way to do this. Do I gotta, like, fly from the beginning of the level to get them? I'm gonna figure this out. I don't care how much time it takes. Let me sit up properly. No, that's nothing. That's a red herring right there. Wonder why a red herring is called red herring. Probably something to do with the fish, right? Like, obviously, it got its name from the fish, but why? Yeah, buddy. Shh, okay. I was like, no, I just lost one of the lives that I just got. But I didn't. We're cool. Okay. Gotta find Dr. Shemp now. Because that's got a cool little mini boss in it. I like Dr. Shemp. One of the things that this game really lacks are like actual bosses at the end of each homeworld. So that's Cliff Town. What was this one called? Dry Canyon, that's it. Da 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 da, shoobity doo doo da, scoo booby da, skibby doo 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 da. Oh, here's Dr. Shemp. Dr. Shemp. Lego. Oh shit. These guys. I like these enemies. Because it's, you get that two different enemies interacting with each other. Oh. That was weird. Just me, or did like the game music just get a lot louder? Oh, that was interesting. You don't really what? Come on, insult to injury. You know, it's one thing to attack me, but actually knocking me off the map. That's like, damn, son, you're really doing me in here. Did that guy fall off the edge of the map? Yeah. Look of life. Oh, I like how they slowly add more enemies coming at you. Well, that's kind of... I don't know if I was meant to glide that distance like that, but I did anyway. I'm really hungry. I don't think I really had a proper dinner. Oh, I had an early dinner. That's it. That's what happened. Oh, hey, look. I didn't know this was back here. Right? Where's the camera like that? Oh, here we go. Oh, okay. I don't know why I said that. Oh, okay. Like I figured something out. I didn't. There's nothing to figure out. It's all very straightforward, Adam. You're not a genius.
This guy thinks he's so cool. You don't know what it's been like listening to him over and over. But I'll tell you one thing. He should watch his back.
Because you're supposed to attack him from behind. That's not what I wanted. I think this is actually one of the better bosses in Spyro 1. Are there any gems down here? Oh! You know, I actually remember this boss being a lot harder than he is now. Shit. I take it back. He's pretty friggin' hard now. I'm gonna die. There we go. It's always a pain in the ass to pick up gems when you lose sparks. Did I pick up a key yet? Yeah, I did. We're good. We're safe. We're alright. In the bag. That's it? That's the whole... Damn it. That's the whole level right there? All in one? Holy kazow, man. Well, that was easy. Oh, I'm almost dying. Oh, what the fuck is going on? Oh, shit. Shit. You know what? I can just exit level. I don't... Why do I feel the need to, like, go to the... It's not necessary. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. This music is annoying. Shoo-ba-dee-doo-ba-ba. Alright. Always gotta finish with the shitty speedway. Let me in, you mother ducker. Alright, let's see if we can get this done in one go. Alright, this one's a little bit more straightforward. Obviously, you're supposed to do the rings first, then the chests. Look, and there's even arrows to keep you on track. That's nice of them. It's like they realized their mistake with the first speedway. Although, you don't necessarily figure out that you're supposed to unlock that speedway there the way I did by stepping on stone. You're not actually directly told that information until much later in the game. So maybe it's harder on purpose, maybe? Can't say for sure. Don't quote me on that. Alright. Yeah, these flow very nicely one into another. Although I am very quickly running out of time. Ooh, buddy. Shit! No! I only had 2 more left! No! Okay, really gotta step up my game here. I don't think flapping your wings actually makes you fly any faster. It might, actually. It makes me feel like I'm flying faster. You know, I could double up when I'm flying through the arcs and try to flame some of the lighthouses, although that might actually it might not do as well as I think it might. I don't know. I'm just gonna do the same thing and hope that I have a better outcome this time, or that flapping my wings is actually helping me fly faster, even though it's realistically probably not doing anything. I have tightened up my flight path here, so that might help some. Oh, okay. So I think I did it the wrong way last time, but even then, I was running out of time. But I made it! No, I don't want to try again. Fuck that. No, stop it! I want to go home. Leave me alone. I just want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home. I wish I was back in Texas. The ocean's no place for a squirrel. So that should be all the worlds in Peacekeepers. I can't believe how fast you found so much stolen treasure. This is Gosnold the Balloonist. Hop aboard the Magic Crafter's world. Wait, hop aboard for the Magic Crafter's world if you are ready. I'd like to go to the Magic Crafter's world if you don't mind, Mr. Balloonist. Mr. Gosnold, I forget your name already. So this next world is actually one of my favorites. It's definitely between this one and the 5th home world. I don't remember the specific name, but this is a good one. So this is just a little preview, little taste for what's to be had in the next stream, if you know what I'm saying. Because I'm done with this one. We're done for today. I'm not playing anymore because I'm kind of really hungry and tired at the same time, and yeah, I don't think I can play any more Spyro tonight. Alright, I played a lot of Spyro, but I'm happy that I got this far into the game. I'm really happy that I made it this far, because this is where things start to get good, and I really like this part of the game. So make sure somebody joins the stream next time, damn it, because nobody, at least looking at the chat, it seems like nobody watches my friggin' streams, alright? Just one person is all I ask for. Someone that I can just go, oh, hey, you're watching, you know, oh, you like Spyro? Oh, I like Spyro. Even my Dark Souls stream, nobody watches. And that's a more relevant game. Even, I'd say, actually, well, they're both kind of relevant, because Dark Souls is getting a remaster either already or soon. I can't remember. The first one, anyway, is getting a remaster. Anywho, that's going to be the end of the stream of the day. I've rambled on quite a bit, and I've had a lot of fun playing Spyro tonight, and I look forward to playing these levels, especially in my next stream. Be there or be square. Spyro is awesome. Can't wait to play the Reignited Trilogy, coming out on the PS4 September something or other. Can't remember what the date exactly is, but it's September of this year. It's happening. Spyro. Bye. End of stream. Now. Exactly. Bye.